You're listening to Brothers Broadcasters on MLBBro.com, and today I have the pleasure of interviewing Julian McWilliams, who's a Red Sox beat writer for the Boston Globe. He's worked for the Oakland A's, for The Athletic. This brother, man, he's the real deal. Not only is he a baseball journalist, but he also played the game. Julian, thank you so much for giving us a few moments of your time, brother. We really appreciate it. When did you first fall in love with the game of baseball?
Probably when I was about 5. My brother started playing Harlem Little League, and he was about 2 years older than me. He was about 7. Yeah, he was 7 at the time, but you had to be 6 in order to start playing. So I was on the sideline watching, him play, and it's just like, geez, I want to be out there. And
chasing your dreams from being someone who, grew up at 5 years old, you knew that's when you played baseball, to actually going to college, getting a scholarship, and actually playing professionally. What was that like for you?
At the time it was like, I put in a lot of work, man. And, I always, I wasn't necessarily the most talented guy. But I worked, harder, I believe, than anyone. So it was, a dream come true for me, really, to be able to do that. Baseball has afforded me a lot of opportunities in terms of the people I've met, the places I've been to, the experiences, the way it shaped me in terms of, even being a journalist, to where, you have to be in the middle. I had to be in the middle of nowhere, as when I first started coming up in terms of, journalism to try to make it. So I was in Greenwood, South Carolina, but that didn't really bother me where I was, it really never bothered me where I was playing or where I was working, because that's just the commitment that you make. So when I moved over to the journalism industry and I started in these small towns, I kind of took that same approach of like, okay, this is sort of like, this is summer ball, or, where I'm in playing in, Johnstown, or Johnson City, Tennessee, or it's like, a travel ball where I'm in the middle of like Decatur, Georgia, or something like that in the summer. I didn't really have summers like that. I didn't have like the regular kids' summers. No, I was playing baseball all day, every summer. And if I wasn't playing baseball, I was practicing baseball. So it was definitely a dream come true, and I think it's helped shape other parts of my life and parts of the journalism industry that sort of, I've seen both sides. There are players that I've played with that are in the league that I played with growing up, that are still in the league, from George Springer to Jackie Bradley Jr., Eric Hosmer, like the list goes on and on. So I think that it's definitely shaped this part of my life, and I'm really happy to be able to continue it in some capacity.
How do you, as a person who played the game, how do you see things differently in terms of actually educating the people? Because you actually played it. What is it like actually teaching people the game of baseball?
If I notice something like, say, like for instance, we talked about Chris Sale the other day, where he was pitching out here against the Detroit Tigers, and you can really tell that he was like, he's looking for the feel of his slider, right? And he doesn't have any feel on his slider. And so I was talking to somebody the other day, and I was like, well, but they keep like hitting his fastball, right? And so he keeps giving up hits and home runs and hard hit contact off his fastball. And a lot of people think it's because of the fastball, but it's not because of the fastball, it's because of the slider, right? So if you look at a situation like, say Chris Sale has a really good slider, but he's not feeling it that day, well, they can just sit on your fastball and tee up on that and time that up well and sort of eliminate that other pitch, because they know he can't throw his slider necessarily for a strike. So little nuance, like little subtle things like that, I think that helped to come into my writing. I think it's funny, I was talking to Tristan Casas, a player for the Red Sox. He's a rookie on the Red Sox. And I said, man, you really look good at the plate. He said, why you say that? I said, well, it's not because of like your swings that you're taking, the swings that you have at the plate, and sort of like the balls that you're hitting. I said, it's the balls that you're taking, the balls that you're not swinging at, right? And that you're taking for, balls, and you're able to have that sort of discipline. He's like, man, like, he turned, he was like, dang, bro, I could see like you played. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like, that's something that you hear from a dude that played. And it's not to necessarily to toot my own horn. I wasn't trying to flex or impress. I was just really just having like a natural organic conversation with him. So that's kind of how it I think, I sort of try to have it in my writing and put it in my writing, while also giving, the big leaguers the space and time to be able to explain it, because they're the big leaguers, right? I play, but they do this on an everyday basis. They get paid for it right now in the big leagues. So I respect that and know that, they know a lot more than I do. But being able to go there, knowing that I can contribute something to this story and to this, sort of process of creating a story, I think that's something that I try to bring to readers, and that's something that readers enjoy, at least our readership in Boston.
Where can the people follow you on Instagram, Twitter, all that, so they can keep up with all what's going on?
@ by Julian Mac on Twitter. So you can follow me there for any updates on the Red Sox. Sometimes I tweet about basketball. I'm a big hoops fan, so I do that too. But baseball is still the passion of mine that I know about. So you can follow me on Twitter @ by Julian Mac.
Brother, thank you so much for giving us a few moments of your time. I had a great time.
Likewise.
MLBBro.com, covering Black and Brown Major League.